how important it was for all individuals involved to pass their test. So Abdulhamid failing was not going to help. Of course, Sulaiman had blatantly refused to live without his wife and his son. So he stayed back to make things right. All right. So the author, Mr. FATAI Ibrahim, what's this particular scene? This kind of challenge? What was Sulaiman? What was going through the minds of the family at this moment, and how does it relate to every other person out there who is also processing their immigration out there?
All right, thank you. Before I answer your question, I'm just going to talk about the inspiration behind writing this book. I think we missed that part. So, first of all, I have two reasons for writing this book. The first part, why I put this book down, it's because where I trained as a nurse in Nigeria, I wanted to talk about my story as a male nurse, because I remember when I started nursing school, a lot of people were very surprised to see a male practicing or going to nursing school. So it's kind of a surprise to a lot of people. Even as a male nurse, when you finish school, people still refer to you as doctor, stuff like that. So I wanted to talk about the career symbolism of nursing profession, how people view nursing profession in the society. I wanted to paint a picture. I was talking about how to present career symbolism, because people view nursing profession as something for the weaker people or something like that. So I wanted to paint a picture of nursing profession as a recognized science profession with evidence base and a lot of advancements in the profession. That's number one. So the second leg, why I decided to write this book, is also to talk about my travel journey, my failures, and my victory in the travel processes. And also the last part is to talk about my struggles when I got to the United States and when I started practicing. As we all know that we are all, a regular immigrant from Nigeria or from wherever, you have to adapt, assimilate the system where you are new to. So I shared my failures and my successes with the intention to educate and also motivate other people that are coming behind me, that's going to come in to the country to practice as a nurse, or even also people that are in the country that are still struggling with their practices. You understand? So I'm a firm believer of you don't have to go through what people go through before you get to where you are. If you can learn from a mentor, why not? So that's the inspiration behind writing this book. So going to the excerpt you just read, I was just talking about, Sulaiman was trying to paint a picture of his frustration in the travel process when it started. When just like a regular anybody, when something is not coming through, you tend to get frustrated. So Sulaiman was painting a picture of frustration when he was disappointed about his son failing in medicals and stuff like that. Because at that point, Sulaiman had to wait for, I think, another extra year, yes, sir, before he could travel. And at this point, it's a lot of when you are expecting something successful and you met disappointment. So it's just like a lesson there that, don't give up too soon. Try to try to keep your feet alive when you want to start your travel process as a nurse. Thank you.
All right. So we have on the next excerpt. Amalola.
Right, thank you so much. So move to the next part of the excerpt. So yes, please inform you. Congratulations. Approval granted for legal work status petition. Dear Suleiman Adegoke, I am pleased to inform you that your petition for legal work status in the United States has been approved. Congratulations. This approval signifies that your application has met all the necessary criteria and you are now authorized to engage in. Suleiman put his hand over his mouth to prevent him from shouting. He shut his eyes firmly and whispered thanks to God under his breath. Recalled his excitement when he passed his exams 2 years ago. He was lucky enough to have had an active visit visa, so he traveled overseas for the examination. Awaiting the results when he got back home made him so distant, but Folashade stood by him and reminded him that God was by their side. Now, he had seen another proof of that assurance. He and his family could. So, this is very interesting. Of course, being reading that the wife of Suleiman stood by him. So, my question for you, the author, Mr. Ibrahim, is that what emotional preparations should nurses and other potential people or persons, individuals, who wants to immigrate to the United States to practice or to work, what emotional preparations should they put in place when planning their relocation to the United States? Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question. So that excerpt of the book was talking about Sulaiman's moment of joy. Of course, before that joy comes, Sulaiman has witnessed many disappointments. From this journey to pursue your career, to pursue his career outside the country. So, based on Sulaiman's experience, my advice, my advice to anybody that's going to take this journey about the emotional preparation is to definitely prepare for failures. It's going to come. Prepare for disappointments. The process might get elongated than necessary. So it doesn't mean that when something is not coming through, that you have to drop it. As a matter of fact, you might even fail your exam twice or thrice. That doesn't mean you should stop. So Sulaiman was trying to, from the excerpt you read, at that point, Sulaiman was joyous. But trust me, before then, Sulaiman has witnessed sadness, disappointment, frustration, and what have you. So Sulaiman was just trying to paint a picture of, okay, after the darkness in the tunnel, the light comes. Thank you.
All right, I'll be taking over from there. We are still on the excerpt from the book. I wonder who let you in through the front door. I was here for the night shifts. Handing over to you now. I believe Sulaiman, against his own will, had learned to keep things extremely professional with his colleagues. A few times, he had been completely ignored when he greets, and other times he was replied with a glaring look of disbelief, as though he had committed a great crime. The lady nodded reluctantly and took the report from me. Sulaiman turned around to pick his pen and flask when the lady in question made a derogatory statement. Who is your preceptor? And why have they not taught you the right way to make reports? She had the meanest question looking on her face, and it put Sulaiman off. Regardless, he maintained his cool. What do you mean? Oh, you don't even know what I mean? You have no idea? She had started raising her voice, and it made Sulaiman very uncomfortable. If you need some years of theoretical training, why don't you go back to school to learn the basic of being a goddamn nurse? You have stressed me so much, and I wonder who let you in through the front door. Wow. reading this and picturing myself inside a situation where I'm working and somebody is shouting at me. So I believe this is a situation of challenge when Sulaiman is working abroad. So I would like to ask, what kind of challenge do people face in this kind of setting and how do you think people can actually does this book handle the solutions to this kind of workplace challenges?
Okay, thank you, host. Thank you, co-host. So this part is actually emotional for me. It's actually very emotional. Sulaiman was painting a picture of what you call gaslighting in a workplace environment. Of course, that happens everywhere. But, the good thing is that in the United States, there are, mechanisms that have been put in place for you to to protect yourself against workplace bullying. So Sulaiman was painting a picture of his preceptor, trying to gaslight him, just because probably it could be different reason. Sulaiman doesn't know what's in the mind of the preceptor. So, and eventually I wrote in the book about gaslighting as an immigrant professional coming new into an environment. I wrote about gaslighting, how you could be able to recognize, if you are being gaslighted. Sometimes it comes as a subtle, not very active, but I put in the book how you could recognize when somebody is gaslighting you. And also I put in the book the solutions, what you could do to protect yourself and to protect your integrity. So that gaslighting is not going to give you some kind of depression. Because if you're not careful, if you are being gaslighted, like some form of manipulation, you might fall into the trap. So Sulaiman told his story in the book, and I wrote about the gaslighting. I wrote about the workplace bullying and the things you could do to protect yourself. So as a new professional coming in, when you take the book, you're going to see, steps you could take. Even as a professional still witnessing gaslighting, there are steps for you to take about it. It's an actually emotional one for me, and I really hope to inspire people with that. Thank you.
All right, Amolola.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm really learning a lot, and I'm quite taking some notes. Okay, I hope our audience are also taking notes and noting down their questions. Yeah. All right, so I moved to the next part of the excerpt of the book, and really, it's a part. If I would call this book, I would call it Roadmap to Successful Immigration to the United States as a Nurse, because it's really great. So this part of the book says the United States needs nurses. Of course, legal migration to the United States as a nurse presents several benefits. The United States experiences a deficit of nurses, resulting in strong demand for qualified healthcare professionals. This scarcity often leads to competitive compensation and perks, making it an appealing choice for nurses seeking career advancement. Approximately 18% of the United States healthcare workforce comprises immigrants, slightly higher than their representation in the overall civilian workforce. So the primary sources of migrant nurses in the United States include the Philippines, India, Mexico, Jamaica, Nigeria, and Haiti. Furthermore, the United States healthcare system offers avenue for professional growth and specialization. Nurses have the opportunity to gain exposure to advanced medical technologies, innovative treatment, and diverse patient groups, which can broaden their skill sets and enrich their professional journey. Moving to the United States as a nurse also provide the potential for long-term stability. The United States immigration system offers routes for nurses to secure permanent residency. Wow, juicy. That's so juicy. Reading about the perks and the benefits included in relocating to the United States as a nurse, I have a question for the author, and the question is, looking at all these benefits, it quite looks like other places like United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, kind of have these opportunities too. But what makes the United States different from other places to practice? What makes it different from Ireland? What makes it different from United Kingdom? What makes it different from Australia? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Can you still hear me, everybody?
Yes, we are with you.
Okay, thank you for your question. I wrote in a book about something special about nursing profession in the United States. I wrote about the level of autonomy that nurses have in the United States, which is quite different from what you could get as a professional from any other country, like the countries you mentioned. United States gives you the opportunity to rise to level of like mid-level providers, to subspecialize in different fields, and I believe autonomy as a professional is very important to you. It helps your sense of well-being. It actually gives you the room to put what you learn in school into practice. So that's very key. And secondly, the economical part. From my research from now till till date, my research shows that the highest paying country is still the United States. So the process could be tedious, but still the highest paying country in the world for nurses. And I believe that's an economical advantage for anybody that wants to apply that route. So I believe I answered your question. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I believe that
All
there
right.
will be more insight in the book. Yeah, over to you, Olasai.
All right. So we are at the last part of the excerpt of the book, and it's accent is communication. Accent bias. Accent is the soul of language. It gives to it both feeling and truth. Jean Jacques Rousseau. People are inherently visual beings, and the way someone looks significantly influence our perception of them. This is why we are advised to dress and groom well to achieve success. However, it is interesting to note that when we converse, the initial aspects many individuals notice about us is our accent, indicating that people's judgment of us also encompasses the way we speak. As an immigrant healthcare professional in the United States, it's disheartening to encounter communication challenges in a nation that prides itself on diversity and inclusiveness. While reading through this, some things pop up in my mind. So, accent could actually be a barrier to effective communication. So, what judgment does this book does to how to navigate this accent bias? And I don't know if you can emphasize more on this accent bias. So, the author, I think you might need to shed more light on this.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very interesting part of the book. So I spoke about accent bias, and I describe accent as the soul of language. Everybody has his own God-given accent based on your geographical location, probably based on your DNA, probably based on your race, stuff like that. Different factors about that will form your accent. So in this book, I wrote about an accent, how you could be prejudged how you could be prejudiced because of your accent. So it's quite very interesting when I think it's like a social experiment. You understand, when you go in an environment where probably you don't speak like the natural inhabitants of that environment. So communication is two-way. So accent is one of the things in communication. So there's a tendency for you to, when you speak, for you to be prejudiced, to like, for people to like size you based on your accent when you say it. Isn't it very interesting? Like, based on how you sound, people look at you like, does he even know what he's saying? You understand? I think it happens in everywhere, even like, in Nigeria, like when an Hausa man speaks, you kind of look at the intonation, it kind of gives you some bias. So even if you have not known that person. So I spoke about the accent, and I spoke about how to communicate effectively. So your accent does not, stop you from doing positive things. And I also mentioned about you not losing yourself, because I think originality is very important. Everybody is original. My point about the accent is, you are not supposed to be somebody else, but at the same time, you could communicate much more better without losing your originality. That means like you have to retain your originality, who you are as a person, who you represent, stuff like that. So in this book, I actually wrote about it a lot, and I think while writing this book, I haven't really seen people talking about this accent bias, which is very real, very very real. And when you grab the book, it's actually a very important component of the book, which is very interesting. You will find it interesting. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so Olasai, can you just permit me to ask a question regarding the accent bias?
All right, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. So, thank you so much, Nurse Ibrahim. Talking about the accent bias, well, like you said, the accent does not restrict you from entering into rooms. That's the way I perceive it. Does not restrict you from entering into rooms, but it's actually going to give you an upper hand in the rooms that you are able to enter into. So what resources does really growing up in various places across the globe, like Nigeria, like India, like Pakistan, like the Philippines, like even the United Kingdom, because reading through the excerpt, I realized some things that my British English mind cannot accommodate, like seeing learned, whereas in Britain, they'll say learnt. So I'm seeing learned. So those little perks are the things the native speaker of the language is just speaking us up. So what resources will you recommend? Let's say there are courses or some apps or some links that you can just give us, so that we can just start practicing while preparing to relocate to the United States. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, about. I actually I added a lot of resources in the book. People are going to see a lot of resources, both online resources and hard copies. Actually, there's a page in the book that actually talks extensively about that. So I might really not have the information like off and on.
Wow. That means the book is so rich. I can't wait to have my hands on them. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Olasai. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'll be asking now, what is your book offering us? Just give us more details of what your book is offering everybody. Just give us a preview of what this book is offering, so that we can all start. You can know how to start grabbing immediately.
Okay, so what I did in the book was, like I tried to fictionalize my whole story as a professional and my travel journey, and also my adaptation journey. I fictionalized everything as, you know, uh, as Sulaiman. So I believe everybody is our own struggles and victory. We all have an element of Sulaiman in everybody. So this book is going to give you different perspectives about travel, about the adaptation process. Because the thing is, as an immigrant coming to a new country, we adapt differently. So in this book, I made the effort to. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I made a lot of efforts to simplify the steps that people don't really mention. When I was coming to the United States, everybody was like, "Oh, coming, everything is good." But I went more specific to document the things you need in this book. Essentially, the book is going to give you motivation if you are giving up. Also give you adapting skills, like real life adapting skills, so that you can navigate your way better as a professional, not only as a nurse, also as any professional. If you're a pharmacist, if you are even as a student, like you are new into the country, you are you'll be shocked, culture shock when you come in. The book has content to make your life easier, to make you survive better, and also to serve as mentor to other people. Because I believe knowledge should be transferable. It's not for somebody else to just hoard knowledge. Share it so people can learn from your struggles. Thank you.
We have 33 people online. This is so great. This is so great. If you have missed some part of this thing so far, I don't know. Maybe you have to buy the book by fire by force. So let's just take a 30 seconds break. If you want to drink water, you can drink water now. If you want to sip tea, sip coffee, you can quickly do that now. All right. So we are going to the very critical segment of this book. One important part of the reason behind the book also, which is something that we are going to do in the next few seconds. We thank you all for being here. I would love to mention everybody's name. Mr. Tunde Omoloja, thank you for being here. That's my uncle. Adekoya Rahimat, thank you for being here. Adilakun Zainab, Adeniola Esther, Bola, Azizat Abubakri, Bashirat Olamide, Bolaji. Okay, we have wonderful people online. Ogundipe Shalua, Oweye Isiaq, Oyarumbi Blessing. Yes, we recognize you. Sunday Precious, thank you for joining us. Tolia Arugundade, thank you. Tolu Alashe, thank you. Yinka, thank you. All right, so we are going live. And please follow us. Okay, before we follow us, we would like to introduce to you the next part. Please, I will do the author should do me the honor to introduce this book launching part, and the business part of the book launch. So please kindly talk about what other things you intend to do for us aside from this book.
Okay, thank you very much. So after putting this book together for a period of 2 years, so I came up with an idea of establishing Mark Travels and Logistics, which essentially stands like a mentoring agent I believe in life we all need mentoring when we are like venturing into something new. So I put together, with the grace of God, Mag Logistics to serve as a guide, to serve as an advisor to people intending to go through these routes, to make their life easier. I remember it took me about 4 5 years to actually, get things, like right after trials and error. So I believe you don't have to experiment again. So I came with Mark Travel and Logistics to like serve as your guide here, as your guide, as your counselor, as your consultant, so to say, and to essentially guide you through. Thank you.
All right. Why I was talking about Mag Logistics, I was part of the process of this particular business, and yes, we are basically for healthcare, but we have collaborated with other industries as well. People want to travel through student route, through who want to have access to jobs, also job opportunity. Yes, these options are available. So you might just start following Mag Logistics online. We are on Twitter as Japa, at Japa Oracle on Twitter, Mag Travels and Logistics on Instagram, Mag Travels and Logistics on Facebook. Yes, we are Mag Travels and Logistics on LinkedIn as well. And our website will be coming up shortly, and it will be shared in the community. We will also be dropping important updates on the community. You can ask your friends to join, your friends who are nurses to join, your colleagues. If you're a parent also, and yes, because I have this concept about life. Everybody going to school, hustling, do this one. The whole purpose is to make money. So, but we have to look for the best way to make the best of the money. And one of the best is, yes, going to other country where the economy is better, bring back the money to Nigeria. Yes, I'm an advocate of bringing back money to Nigeria. So Mag Travels and Logistics is there for us. So there are a lot more that you should be expecting from Mag Travels and Logistics. So, and I'll be moving next to the item on the agenda, which is we have our guest speaker here today. You can hear the author talking about him taking him 5 years to process his visa to process green card to the United States, a working visa to the United States. So I'm going to introduce our guest to you. He's going to talk about the importance of documentation for visa. I used to believe that visa application is one tedious process, but until I delve into it and I realized, there are these things. It's not something that is that difficult. So he's a top-rated immigration travel advisor. He helped over 20 people to get admission and visa to Canada last year, which is 2023, Canada and US. He is a top political analyst. And I'm going to welcome online Mr. Mobolaji Olanrewaju. Mr. Mobolaji Olanrewaju, please, just briefly talk about visa documentation and why it is very important to get it right before you even apply for your visa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ola Said. I'm glad to be here this afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I also want to congratulate the author. He's someone with a very keen mind, and I must confess, hearing through the excerpts of the book, it was as if I was watching the trailer of a movie. A lot of things struck me about him. And if you permit me, I'd like to say a few things about him too, before I go to the question you asked. Mr. FATAI Ibrahim seems to me like a beacon of inspiration in the world of nursing. Mr. Ibrahim is not just an author, as far as I'm concerned, he's a pioneer. He's breaking boundaries and is reshaping the landscape of healthcare. If you are born into a country like Nigeria, in a third world country like ours, you definitely go through tons and tons of challenges. For him to have gone through this journey with unwavering determination and boundless passion for nursing, and transforming that obstacle into opportunity for growth and learning, I think is worth celebrating. I hope everyone who believes in the power of possibilities sees this book as a guide to creating the future of their dreams. Hopefully, Scrubs and Needles Beyond Borders would continue to break boundaries, will continue to pave ways for people who want to follow in his steps and who really have the notion of legally emigrating to the United States. So, having said that, a lot of people have this notion of traveling being the sword of Damocles. A lot of people think you need to break the bank, break your head, go through so much stress before you are able to leave the country, forgetting that, like, I'm big on quotes, and let me just say this here: the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. What you don't know, you don't know, right? And if you attack any problem with half information, you are definitely going to create bigger problems for yourself in trying to solve a problem. Okay, so firstly, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is how legal are your names. Your name is your identity. Okay, so you have someone whose name is, for example, John Jane Doe on his birth certificate. On his national passport, his name is Jane John Doe. On his NIN, his name is Doe John Jane. So you have a mix-up of different identities. So when you present your documentations, you begin to swear through one affidavit or the other, trying to correct one document or the other, and that is going to be a bane, it's an albatross on your traveling plans. Also, a lot of people don't want to go through what we call the process. You want to cut corners. You feel like you want to go through a path that somebody went through, and so because the person succeeded, you want to succeed too. It is not that way. Okay, so basically, if you intend traveling, the first thing I would advise you to do is to get your identity right. What documentations are you presenting? What is your SSC results like? What is your name on your university degree? What is your name on your diploma? What is your name on your NIN? Your documents should carry basically the same name in the same format. Okay? You should also have the same date of birth. It should synchronize with every of your documents. That's number 2. Number 3 is, what is your bank statement like? That is very, very integral. Okay? Especially for countries where you have to submit documentations like Canada and the UK, you need to get your bank statement right. It is not about, for a lot of people think, okay, there is something they call proof of funds. And you see people saying, okay, I want to get money. Somebody put 25 million in my account. That's enough money. No, it is not really about how much is in your account. It's about how that money got into your account. So most times you see people saying, "Oh, and I have so amount of money now, but I was denied visa." You will be denied visa because you cannot explain how that funds got into your account. Okay, so documentation has to do with what your intent is for traveling, what your plans are for yourself. Are you going with family? Are you going alone? How long are you spending there? What kind of visa category are you requesting for? So all these things are what really determines what kind of certification, what kind of documentation we put together or you put together for yourself to travel. So if anyone has a particular question, I'll be willing to answer. Thank you.
That was short but filled with so many insights. All right, thank you so much, sir. So I have some questions. The next question we have here is you've talked about the fact that and which is very critical. You've talked about getting our identity rights, how legal our names are. But then I want to ask a question for a lot of people. I know this question is something that bothers a lot of people, and that is okay. I'll start for nurses before asking for the general populace. What are the requirements for nursing licensure? Like, what licenses and certifications are needed? Aside from the normal certificates of the country where you practice, and of course your NIN, your identity card, what other licensures does an individual need to have before they say, okay, I'm fully ready to immigrate to the United States? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Basically, for nurses, you need what is called the NCLEX certificate, NCLEX certificate. It is the license that would allow you to work legally as a nurse in not only United States, I think in almost all Western countries. You know, it's like that is the recognized license for you to be able to practice the nursing profession in the United States.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So what additional examinations do people need to write to relocate to the United States? What exams do they need to take? How many exams do they need to take? And when are the times of the year they ought, like the best times to write these exams when they're planning to relocate to the United States? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Let me start afresh. For you to practice as a nurse in the United States, you need to first have what is called a college degree, like every other profession. So in Nigeria, you could either be an associate nurse or have a degree in nursing. That is, you have fulfilled the normal college requirements for nursing. But to practice in the United States, you need to sit for an exam called the NCLEX exams. Unfortunately, the exams are not held in Nigeria here. They are held all through the year. There is no off season for it. You can sit for it through January through December, but they are not held in Nigeria here. So I think you have 5 countries in the world, or 5 countries now that you can sit for the exams: South Africa, UAE, United States, United Kingdom, and I don't know, I've forgotten the 5th one now. Those 5 countries, you can sit for them all through the year. So after you have passed the exams, then you are eligible to practice.
Thank you, sir. So as regards the visa and immigration, so what type of visa do people need to move to the United States? That is one. And the second question under the visa and immigration that I will be asking is that what are the requirements for obtaining a visa, and how long does the immigration process take?
So, firstly, you need to understand that you have to pass the exam for you to be able to practice in the United States of America. You need to firstly sit for the exams. So I'll start with the visa processes for countries where you can sit for the exams. Okay, so basically, what you'll be traveling on to sit for the exam will be a visit visa. Let me use the UK as a case study. If you are traveling to the UK as a visitor, you'll be applying for a 6 months travel visa. The most important document is having your proof of funds, that's your bank statement. If you work, you might need to get a letter of a leave letter from your employee. If you are self-employed, you might need other documentations like your CAC registration and your tax clearance, definitely. And as time goes, we can always explain whatever backup documents we'll be needing to process your travel visa to the UK to sit for the exams. If you are going to the UK, sit for the exams. Then when you are done with the exams and you've passed, hopefully, I think that's where Mark Travels comes in. They get you a letter of employment. They try to get you recruitment into hospitals in the US. Then that is when you can now begin to request for a US visa. Now, it depends on, you have different options of US visas. It depends on what category you want. If you are applying to the B1, B2 visa, which is the visiting visa, that would be at your discretion. But the work visa is actually the EB-3 visa, which is actually the work visa. I think you need a covering letter from your prospective employer in the US stating your terms of employment, and you need other documentation, which might include your bank statement from here, your, of course, international passport, and any documents we think we feel you might need for your interview. But if you get a job in the US, and you get a letter from your prospective employee, you have a 90% chance of getting an entry visa into the United States.
All right. Thank you so much for it. You can see that we are prepared. We have everything sorted out. All you just need to do is to start sending us your message, private message, send us your questions. All right, I'll be moving straight now to the book launch itself. We are going to unveil the book to everybody now. So I hope the author is prepared for this part. And as we are doing that, you can send your message. You can send your questions in the message inbox. You can send your questions, and we are going to take 2-3 questions from people so that we won't waste too much time. Are you ready for the unveiling of the book?
Yes, we're ready.
All right, we're ready for the unveiling of the book.
Ready.
All right, so we're gonna be commissioning this to the use of mankind, to the use of humanity. Thank you. We're gonna and that is your book. So it's live on Amazon today. Going live on Amazon, so it's live. Place your order. So it's a career tonic. I call it a career tonic, and it's going live. It's already live. Thank you.
Thank you for the claps. Thank you for the claps. Yeah. All right, our book is live on Amazon. So I'll be calling people's names to know how many you people are ordering. I'll be calling you guys' name. Mr. Bukola Akinwande, how many will you be ordering from us?
Brother, I'll be ordering one today for myself. And I think subsequently I will try to work on people to buy some because I want to get the content. And first, let me appreciate Mr. Ibrahim FATAI. I love your presentation, and I've not seen the book physically, but I quite appreciate the excerpt from the books, and I believe it's going to be good for lots of people that are thinking of coming to America, especially even myself. I'm planning to come, so it would be so nice for me. Then hopefully other people will benefit from it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for that honest response. Our Dr. Rahman Abubakar, sir. How many will you be buying from us, sir?
Good day, everyone. I don't know, it's morning over here. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to just look for an emoji at that time to say congratulations or so. So in the process, I clicked that icon signifying maybe I needed to say something, but nonetheless, I will still talk. This is a brotherhood that's been way deeper, way deeper, which English would not. I won't be able to do justice. To elaborate on this brotherhood I'm talking about with English, but I'll keep it simple. Anyway, as for the book, yeah, definitely I'll get one for myself, and I will be sure to spread the gospel as well within my circle. He has done well for himself and for humanity as well, and it can only get better from here. I'm a fan of you, and I'm sure you know this already. All right, thank you everyone, and it's been a good presentation from him as well. I can't wait to have the book.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. We have sir, I don't know if you can hear us now. Mr. Dr. Rahman Abubakar. All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm not asking a question. I just wanted to say good job, FATAI. Congratulations on this feat. How many copies am I going to be buying? One, of course. There is Sapa in town, as you already know. But I'll read. We'll read as a family. And then, we'll be glad to buy for as many people as possible that would benefit from it. But once again, I want to say congratulations to you. And I want to say a quick shout out to my uncle, Dr. Rahman Abubakar. If you're hearing me, good to see you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yes, we can see you raising your hand, but we can't hear you. That is, if you can hear us, if you click on the microphone button, we will be able to hear you, sir. All right. We have come to the end of this event. Okay, yes. Please unmute your mic, Mr. Imran.
I want to congratulate Mr. Ibrahim for this wonderful work. In fact, I must say that it's really a great achievement for the family, and I want to pray that may God, in His infinite mercy, continue to uplift him. Congratulations, brother.
And we'll be sending the book link to the group. All right, the author, please give us your appreciative remark.
So thank you, everybody. I think it's been a very great event. It's a virtual, like launching, little glitches here and there, but I really appreciate the love from the people who are present today. From the depth of my heart, I want to say thank you so much. So I know a lot of people are going to visit the page, follow Mag Logistics. That's Japa. What's it called? Oracle Japa. Mag Logistics. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn. It promises to be, like this is not going to be the end of this event. We're still going to do a lot of follow-up on the background. Questions are going to come. If you have questions, I will be very glad to answer your questions. I've been very open to, advising people, giving them, advice to like make your life much more easier, essentially. I want to appreciate everybody, and it's going to be a long ride, like a long positive ride. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for that wonderful remark. I want to thank everyone for being there. It's really painful for me that my uncle, I don't know, maybe there's glitch from that end.
Let him try one more time.
So I don't know if you can see help us to unmute your mic. We would like to hear from you so much. He has been very, very supportive since the beginning of the campaign for this book. He has been extremely supportive. So we want to say a very big thank you to you. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my co-host. Thank you, the author. And please recommend people to make inquiries from us. We have jobs available. I can practically tell you, but I don't want to be telling everybody everything. Just send us messages. Refer people to us. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be dropping the link for the book for Amazon. If you want to get it on Amazon, it's right there. They'll deliver it to you, the hard copy, the soft copy. And if you want to get it in Nigeria, we have the link. You get it from Roving's Heights. And if you want to get it from Mag Travels and Logistics, it's going to come with a discount, but there are terms and conditions that are going to be applied. If you are going to get it from Mag Logistics, it means that you want to go through agency. So yes, it means you want to travel through our agency. All right, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of this meeting. See you next time. See you at the time.